Hey, I've lost count of the days. I think it's day number 6. So I'm cooking dinner right now. I'm having venison. If you don't know what that is, it's deer meat essentially. Well, not essentially. It is just deer meat. But today was a pretty good day. I got I think like 7 or 8 hours of course or the course I'm going through done, and I had it on 1.5x, so I probably got through like 12 hours of it. So honestly, really nicely on track, or at least I will have Christmas shopping. Otherwise, it's pretty much it. Went to the gym. Yeah, today was a good day. Today was definitely a good day. So I'm actually watching this crazy thing in the video right now, and it's eventually just talking about cycles, which I think it's oscillatory cycles. So it's basically where you have good habits, bad habits, like you're going in a good direction. And then, of course, maybe you're super good about your diet and your sleep schedule and about going to the gym. And then you notice that sometimes for like a couple weeks, maybe you're perfect with everything, which today was a great day. So maybe I'm going towards the peak of this. And then you have a trough or you crash and you are going to the gym like once a week, twice a week. You're having like chips, eating out, like not eating healthy, not staying consistent. And then you get tired of it where you hit your baseline or your low point and then you go back up. And it's just this cycle of doing great, forget, doing great, like just inconsistency, I suppose. And it's talking about like how to combat that. And it's not like, hey, focus on the highs. It's focus on not going down the lows. And so the really bad part is the lows, which I find is interesting. If you can go up and then just go back to baseline and not go down and like eating unhealthy, skipping the gym, bad sleep cycle, like anything, if you can just go back to baseline and just try to resist it, you can at least not get the negative part of it. And so if you focus more of your effort on not doing it, which I know is easier said than done, but I guess a cool way to do this is like logging it. So like log what your typical life cycles are, like what you typically do, like in a Google sheet or something, and just put the date each week. I guess every day, like, and then like go back to it each week and check and just log when you're doing good, when you're doing bad, which I guess these kind of serve as, but just log when you're doing good and when you're doing bad. And then you'll notice there's a specific trigger action that happens right before you crash. And so then just do everything in your power to stop doing that. And I know it sounds like easier said than done, but if you really think about it, say you're super consistent, you're going to the gym 6 days a week, you're eating healthy, right? You're working a lot, you're not watching Netflix, perfect example for me. And then you notice there's one specific thing that you do that causes you to then spiral. And that one thing for you is you like go through 2 of these cycles just for the sake of science, and you observe yourself. And then after you've gone through 2 cycles of this, you look at your Google Sheet and you try to look at trends or patterns, because everything happens in patterns realistically. And what you do is you just find the one thing that's the repeated action or the trigger action that causes you to crash or to stop being consistent or whatever it may be for you. And then once you've identified it, that's like you're 70% of the way there, because a lot of things you'll find that once you become conscious of, it bothers you and you notice it more. If you never knew you were doing it, you don't know what you don't know. But if you start to recognize, if I do this exact one thing, and maybe it's like, so for example, maybe your bad looks like you're skipping the gym, you're eating unhealthy, like you're sleeping in, whatever. That's all what your bad looks like. Well, maybe you don't have to fix all that. Maybe the one bad habit that's causing this, sorry, the phone's shaking. Maybe that's awkward. The one bad habit that's causing all of this is watching TV. So you'll notice you go super consistent, and then as soon as you watch one show, or maybe it's not even watch a show, it's when you watch another show, when you get the urge to hit up next or next and watch the second one when you should go to bed. And maybe that's the first thing. Maybe it's when you go to bed late, that's the initial. So then you just find the one thing that causes the rapid spiral, and you just target that one thing. You don't have to worry about like, oh God, I keep skipping the gym, or oh, I'm not eating healthy. It's like, just go through the cycle, because you will, and you'll go back to the high, and then be conscious of the fact, once you're at the high point, this is the one thing, it's watching TV. So just don't do that one single thing. And it's a lot easier to focus on, like, don't watch a TV show, or don't hit up next, or play again, or don't go to bed late, or whatever that one little thing is, versus trying to focus on oh, I got to go to the gym consistently, I got to cook, I got to eat healthy, I got to do this. And you have 17 different things you have for yourself to do, when the reality is only one of them is that trigger point that causes you to spiral. And it's likely that once you get that unlocked, you'll probably spiral again anyway, because you'll have a new trigger point. But hopefully with enough time, if you iterate on this and continue to do it, you'll get all your trigger points down. And instead of having 15 things you're trying to fix, it's just 3 things. And you just have to focus on these 3 things, and then you're 5 times, I guess, more likely to stay at a high point and then be consistent, because consistency really is the problem. And that's like kind of the whole idea. Like, I'm posting every day, sure, and I'm being consistent, but it's probably because I'm on an upward trajectory or high, and I'm sure there'll be a low. Maybe I'm just getting out of a low. Like the first video I made, maybe that was just the trough, and maybe it's just another cycle, and in 3 weeks I'm going to stop posting because of whatever. But I hope that's not the case, because if there's one damn thing I'm doing, it's posting this every day regardless, and that's why I'm filming on my phone. But yeah, so that's the takeaway for today, is if you find that you have cycles where you're positive, like you're doing a lot of good things, you're staying on task, you're doing what you say you're going to do, you know what you should be doing, and you're doing it, and then you somehow at some point, for some reason, spiral, and now you're sleeping in, or whatever this definition may be for you, right? For me, it would be sleeping in, eating bad, not going to the gym, like the classics, right? If you just go through that cycle, which most people do, I'd say probably anybody who's trying to be successful, or really anybody who is at least conscious of like the concept of trying to be better. If you're not trying to be better, then the cycles don't matter to you. But if you're trying to be better, which 90% of you are going to be experiencing this, just try writing it down or trying to observe the cycle just once or twice, and then figure out what the turning point was, or the one action that you did that caused it to spiral. And for me, I think it's watching TV. So great example is like 2 days ago when I said I was watching Netflix. I was watching like a Spider-Verse movie. And then yesterday, at the end of the day, I said it wasn't a good day. I ended up watching like 4 episodes on Netflix at the end of the day, because I went over to my girlfriend's house because she's out of town to feed her cat. And I didn't have anything else to do, and the weather was horrible, and that's like, so I turned on the show because I was washing laundry and taking care of the cat, and it's like, well, in the meantime, while my laundry's washing or I'm doing X, I can watch a show. And then I finished one, and then I watched another one and another one. And so the day prior, I had watched a movie, and so I noticed that as soon as I start watching TV, that's my spiral point, at least the current most recognizable one, because I watched TV one night and it's like great, and then the next day I want to watch it again because I got that free dopamine hit, but then I want to keep going. And then I keep going and I stay up late and I go to bed late. And then when I go to bed late, I sleep in, which throws all the rest of the crap off. So for me, it's TV. And so now my main objective is not try to stay consistent in the gym or do this. It's don't watch TV or at least don't hit the next button, because that's where problems really come up. Or like no more than X amount of time. And because you can't like constrain yourself with no TV, because then you're just going to crash, because eventually you're going to watch TV. Like we're only human, right? But if the thing is when you watch more than one, then it's a problem. So that's really just learning to control your urges, which I suck at. We all do. But yeah, so that's the takeaway for today. Definitely something I want to take action on. And to be honest, I'm gonna watch TV probably tonight. But given there's no up next button, right? That's the problem. It's not me watching one show. It's me watching multiple. I can watch one show and I feel good. Like I'm like, oh, that was enjoyable. Like I can go on my day. But when I watch another one, then I watch another one, then I watch another one, I spiral. I get pissed at myself. I go to bed late. I wake up the next day, still pissed at myself, and then keep going. And then I spiral. I'm like, this is all enough. I make a video on YouTube about how I need to be more consistent and I want to be successful, and this is it. And then you spiral again, right? It's just a cycle, but it's about breaking the cycle. And if that's the main problem holding you back, then you got to break the cycle. So try to find one habit and eliminate it. Mine is not watching TV, but repeatedly watching TV. So, well, it might be just be watching TV. We're going to find out tonight. You know, tomorrow, I'm going to say if I ended up watching 7 episodes, and if I'm spiraling because I'm pissed, we know it's because I watched 1 episode and not hit the up next button, right? But really, I feel it comes down to if you have a hard time trying to figure out what that action may be, the trigger action, so we'll call it from now on, I guess. It's probably cheap dopamine. It's probably something that's not delayed gratification, it's instant gratification. So whether it be like, I don't know, watching porn, eating a bad food, like going out to dinner or staying up late or whatever, like, I don't know, scrolling, I don't know. Think of anything that does instant gratification. Like, most of you probably don't do all of them. Maybe you do. That's probably a pretty bad problem. But like most of us probably do only one or two of those. Like for me, it's like TV and food. I love food, right? Like, I love food. And so those are the two things. It's like if I eat bad, then I'm automatically like, oh, I've eaten bad, I might as well go all the way. And then I have like 7 ice creams and I don't know what else. But try and target to it'll like kind of broad, like, oh, I don't know what it is then. There's so many things I do during the day. It's like it's probably something to do with what you know you shouldn't do. And so make a list of like the instant gratification things, you go through that and then you'll know. So that's the takeaway for today. But otherwise, it's a good day. Woke up at 7:30. And I got a couple of personal things out of the way with regards to, I don't know, things that needed to be done, like cleaning and presents for Christmas and stuff. I don't know, just stuff, cleaning up. And then the video courses and still trying to get this done soon as possible. The video I'm on right now is 3 hours. I'm 30 minutes in. I know 2.5 hours, but I'm on 1.5x. So it's probably like 1.5 2 hours left. And that'll be the last one that I watch tonight because I'm going to go to bed after that. But yeah, so hopefully you can apply that information. I would rate today's stuff probably like an 8 out of 10. I need to start eating more. I've had a really bad habit of, it's like good and bad. Like you sacrifice one facet of your life for another. And it's like, I've been working a lot more and I've been getting a lot more work done. But I have been sacrificing the time that I usually spend cooking or eating for that. And so now I'm in like a huge deficit. I've gotten really lean, which is great. I feel great. But one, I'm not getting enough protein, so I'm not growing. I feel weak in the gym. Now I'm still strong. Like I still have the strength, but I don't feel strong. And I burn out a lot easier. So like typically I'll go to the gym. I'll do like 4, maybe 5 exercises and then go. But today I did 3 and I was fried. I was burnt. And it's because I'm not eating enough food. Probably because I'm not eating enough carbs, so I have no glycogen, and my body is like in this weird middleman between like not enough glycogen to live, but not quite in ketosis. Like I'm kind of eating like moderate carbs. Honestly, I'm not eating moderate carbs. I'm eating really low carb right now. Like the only carbs I have during the day is an apple. Damn, that's all the carbs I have? Yeah, so that's a problem to figure out, but otherwise today was a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.